Very exciting price action for AMC. Let's go ahead and validate what could be happening for the following sessions as we did get that upside that we were looking for. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with an AMC technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Monday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so yes, we were looking at volatility versus momentum on the daily chart, still suggesting that upside, right? And actually that upside was absolutely met. We were thinking about $7.52, right? But we ended up getting about $8.09, 19, right? So per trading view, of course, every broker is going to be a little bit different. But if you look at the after hours trading, we actually did close at 755, right at around the target that we were talking about anyway. Okay, so now focus on volatility here, represented by this indicator BBWP. And as you can tell, now the volatility component is at critical. Okay, so if we're still suggesting an upside here, then there is the potential to where we can actually meet the upside targets that we were looking for a few weeks ago. I'm actually a couple weeks ago, right? So that target would actually be a range located between about 914 and about 981. But I must warn you that earnings is tomorrow. Okay, so it's just playing earnings or betting on earnings tends to be a little bit of an inverse play nowadays. Okay, so it's not like the good old days to where you get a good earnings report and then the asset moves to the upside. Right now, anything can happen within those days. But I like what the price action was doing yesterday, and I liked what it did today. Okay, so we were able to see this upside. Also, we were able to see it based on this price action here, right? So we saw both of these accumulation periods. Let me just block out these moving average. So we were able to identify these accumulation periods before we got that upside move, right? So please go ahead and notice that we actually surpassed a 4-spot 618 and ended up using it as a form of resistance. Very curious. All right, so now if there is, I'm talking about if we do, for example, I'm not saying this is going to be it. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so for example, if the earnings comes in with a miss, and this thing actually does capitulate based on a miss, the capitulation event could be a little bit of a serious one. Okay, so now the reason I'm saying this is because when breaking out of a broadening descending wedge, we usually have to come back and validate that newly converted resistance into support. And I must warn that we still haven't done that. Okay, so I'm just saying that there is that possibility just in case. Okay, so if you are in the money, I would, as a friend, I would highly suggest that you honor your stop losses, honor your risk management. Okay, because anything can happen here. Okay, you guys just please be aware that anything can happen. Nothing is guaranteed in the markets, even no matter how much statistic we back it with. Okay, you guys, so just know that everything is in question here. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so there is a very important signal here that I wanted to actually touch on, and I think it was particular to the buy daily. Yes, actually, let's go ahead and pull up the buy daily and show up. Yeah, okay, so it looks to me like the buy daily has closed, right? So the candle iteration, I mean. And price action has been following a pretty important set of rules that candle analysis suggests. Okay, so for example here, I want you to notice in this iteration that we actually had what's called a bullish engulfing on the buy daily. Okay, so each candle takes about 2 days to close. So when you have a bullish engulfing, the green candle body it engulfs the previous red candle. Okay, so that usually suggests an upside, right? Good stuff. It actually did meet it. Nice. So now go ahead and notice right over here that this is yet another iteration of an engulfing candle. Let me just get that tool back up. There's a reason for all this. Okay, just I want you to know. All right, so go ahead and notice here that this is now a bearish engulfing. Okay, so where the red candle engulfs that green candle, and then the price action went to the downside. Notice here that we have a bullish hammer. Okay, at the bottom of a trend. That usually signals an upside continuation of which did realize. So very cool stuff. Very cool stuff here. Okay, so now There's actually one more here. Go ahead and take a look at this. Man, I hated that this tool goes away. Go ahead and notice right over here that this candle iteration or this formation right over here, this is a bearish engulfing as well. And price action went to the downside after that bearish engulfing. I want you to notice what's happening here. Okay, so this could be an indication for an upside continuation. This is a bullish engulfing of epic proportions here. So, I mean, this couldn't get any more bullish ever, right? So it's literally surrounding that tiny little bi-daily spinning top doji indecision candle back here, right? And just rocket ship to the upside. Usually this would be a continuation candle or a validation or a confirmation candle that the upside is imminent based on the engulfing of this red candle. Okay, so this is very bullish still. Okay, I just want you to know that there still could be some type of fuckery. Okay, just know that. I'm just saying that there could be a risk here. Okay, because of this chart now. Okay, we did see the channel, we did see the targets that we were reaching for, right? But I want to express that we are at the resistance of the ascending channel that we were looking for. Okay, remember, we are at this resistance. Now, if we were able to pair the downside to this, let's just speculate just a little bit, okay? Let's go ahead and notice that, for example, if this were to go to the downside over the span of about, I don't know, 2 or 3 days or whatever, just per se, right? If the situation kind of went against our favor, you're looking at about, it says right here at about 558. Okay, so let's just see if there's any type of targets around 558 that we can look at. So I want you to notice the zero fib here, okay? And please notice that 558, if I just drop down, you can see the values right over here. You see that value? Okay. So if I dip down to 558, where does that take us? Take a look. Right to the broadening descending wedge support bottom. Okay? I want you to just express warning on these things, okay? Because there's a lot of rhyming with that bottom side target of about 558. Okay, I want you to just know that, and just to actually get it out of the way, I do see a lot of bulls still in control here. Okay, specifically on the starting, let's see, the 12-hour, I think. No, actually starting with the daily. Starting with the daily, we have just massive bullish action all the way up the time frames. Okay. So that's why I'm saying that I'm still bullish this asset, but in case we do get some of that short attack or whatever else, you'll know and you'll be prepared before tomorrow, before the earnings report, that is a strong possibility. Okay, so 558 is usually an area where, 558 is locating an area where we usually come back and validate before a continuation onto the upside. Okay, now another thing is that if you are looking at that channel, there is another danger that we have to take a look at. Okay, so remember, I'm still seeing the upside in this, but we have to know that there is another danger presented here. Okay, please know that this is a bearish formation by nature. Okay, this is an ascending channel. The ascending channels usually realize to the downside. Okay, and when do they realize to the downside? That is the next little pickle here. Okay, so they usually realize to the downside after the third test of the resistance. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so please know that we are at an immediate risk right now. Okay, so I want to just express so much concern over that. Okay, technically speaking, we're at a resistance at a third test, which is out of the golden rule of 3, right? That usually pushes price action all the way down, succeeding the outside of the channel. Then we actually push up, resist here, and then continue on to way down, find the nearest geometrical support, and then continue on our ascent, right? So in this case, there is still the chance to succeed this, right? To make it go to the upside. I'm not exactly sure when we're going to be announcing this RS, or if it even is going to go through. I don't know. Okay, but that's also a potential danger for this. Okay, so now we have earnings, so just know that we are at a resistance and there is a possibility to come back down. Okay, so let's go ahead and just move on to the last part of the analysis, and this is actually going to be the RSI immediate short-term time frame, 30 minutes, suggesting pretty much a nosedive here. It's likely to live out really fast though. It's 30 minutes, small. Okay, a little bit of consolidation, slightly bullish, slightly bearish on that 4 hour, so we can't really give that all too much credit, right? Let's go ahead and look at the 6 hour. The 6 hour time frame is still suggesting a little bit of consolidation as well. Good thing is that we do have that support from the 14-day simple right inside of the bull strength percentile, and very likely to be found by tomorrow within the gravitational zone of the bull strength, which would essentially serve as two areas of support, 14-day simple and gravitational zone. If the RSI signal were to come down, it'll find a balance. Okay, so the 12-hour time frame is also suggesting a very similar situation here. Okay, so now as you jump into the daily, this is where I was talking about that. This is just absolutely bullish, still suggesting massive upside. This is the price action in the shorter term time frames will actually be the deciding factors of the daily time frame and the bi-daily time frame pivots, right? So this will likely be affected. All right, so and now the 5-day, actually let's look at the bi-daily. Bi-daily is still massively bullish, still suggesting upside. 3-day time frame right in the gravitational pull of the bull weakness percentile, suggesting a continuation onto the upside. 5-day still suggesting upside. Weekly upside, we have bi-weekly upside, making a very important cross above that 14-day simple moving average. And even the monthly, we are now getting a very fresh cross above that 14-day simple moving average. And please know that the last time we were above that, we were above this. I mean, I'm talking about even above it or near it, okay? We're looking at about, let's see, November 2021. That was when the RSI signal fell below the 14-day simple moving average. And now, February 2023, we're making its first cross above it, okay? So things are looking okay. They're not looking bad at all. And go ahead and notice your quarterly. This is the 3-month. It is in preparation, or if not, barely piercing through. Ooh, look at that. We're barely piercing through that 14-day simple moving average on the quarterly RSI. This is the 3-month. Okay, so this is still, like I said, guys, it's still looking bullish. Overall, it's looking bullish, but I want you to be prepared before whatever can happen upon earnings and upon the RS and all that good stuff. Okay, you guys? So just know I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine. Okay, you guys? Please go ahead and refer to the links in the description below if you would like to join the ARCa Bulls trading community, and also the Twitter link is there. And I have to tell you guys too that I believe that the ARC Masters course has officially been sold out. I'm going to go ahead and double check that, but I believe it is. Okay, you guys, but with that said, I wish you well a very good night and congratulations on your wins if you have realized any. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.